Meditation. So you might have a copy of the prayer.
Dedication. Through these merits, may sentient beings obtain the rank of all seeing, subdue the four faults,
Come on.
samsara pollution, which is whereby the ways of aging, sickness,
So, yeah, sure. Sanje Judan Zoke Jama Janjam Bada Sanjendra Sanje Judan Janjam Bada Sanje Oh, deve che deva la prende scende giusto un bottone levo la tue suniti tambe scende ci mano sono sempre ciò che non giugo di nave desda non vai ne se va c'è samba giorno che sono andare per nimba c'è namo sai che torno che ciumuta la mica non lo quindi ci samba tamjegi tutto che c'è tutto I don't remember well the beginning. So what the meaning is that it is in the praise to bodhichitta composed by Japji Kununamaram, who was a great bodhisattva from whom his Holiness received extensive commentary of bodhicitta. in Bodh Gaya. So Rinpoche wrote each day 4 verses. One stanza each day. So praise to bodhichitta. So yeah, beginning the meaning is my memory is so bad, so to remember the essence. Completing happiness to every sentient being, the numberless helplings, numberless hungry ghosts, numberless animals. Not only this universe, no, the numberless universe. So talking the animals in the numberless universe. So the numberless animals in the the numberless human beings and numberless sura beings, asura beings, those world gods. Then numberless intermediate stage beings. So they are numberless universe. So also scientifically mentioned, and so besides Buddha, so so establishing happiness for every sentient being, and then Rera Dungoku Seva, Pende Tatu Jevishi, Chandra Sandra Kunawan. Eliminating suffering of each and every sentient beings. So there is a Chandra Sandra Kunawan. So there is only. So that is only up to Chandra Sandra Kunawan. So that's only bodhichitta the holy mind can do, possess or can do. Only that holy mind, bodhichitta. So if you have bodhichitta, that was what means. If you have bodhichitta, then actually you eliminate every single sentient being. There, as I mentioned, numberless energy realm, every single sentient beings energy realm, 6 realms, energy realm. Every single sentient being, so the suffering is eliminated by you with your bodhichitta. If you have bodhichitta, so that's what it does. That's what you do with every sentient being. Eliminate every sentient being. The Pentecostal then brings happiness to every single sentient being. Is there numberless in each realm? So, I mean, just can you imagine? Can you imagine? Just one nest of ants. There are thousands of ants in one nest. When actually, that's so can you imagine they eliminate each of their suffering? They causes happiness to each one. Can you imagine that? Not, I'm talking about just one nest of ants. Oh, can you imagine? So now it's in nest on the whole mountain or in the whole ground. You know, there are many nests. So talking just about ants. The Washington, there's a Rinpoche house. So on the backside of the, don't remember what one, backside of the house, lived away from the house, not far. So there was one nest of the ants and two nests I found. Well, then, see, I didn't have text how to make charity for the ants. Was given it loud. They're already old. He became monk. He was already old, but became monk. Then his wife, already old lady, became nun. Came from Tibet, and so they were the usually the monasteries in Nima from old times, you know, but that one just like Kari monasteries, so that's from Tibet. After you know the China just go to over Tibet. The government, the Mao Zedong, they escaped from Tibet, and so they, I don't know whether they became monk. None, maybe after coming into Sulukumbu, Nepal. So anyway, the Kari monastery. The Rinpoche is incredible, great bodhisattva. So he escaped from Tibet, and he was an ordinary monk in Sheka monastery in Tibet. I went to Tibet, the one was very small, with my two alphabet teachers, two monks, my uncle, their monk. So then one Tibetan man, one there was nun, sort of disciple of my uncle, the first uncle, the first teacher. My first alphabet teacher, Tibetan alphabet teacher. So the monastery is way up there on the huge rock mountain. The monastery is way up there, not on top, but a little bit down. So you don't say how you go there. So it's not small, it's a big monastery. So you go around, big piece of rocks put in the rock, in the hole of the rock. Then they put the what grows on the rock, the earth and the plants, you know. I don't know what it's called. So cut and put on so it became road towards the monastery. So I was very small, and I think maybe 6, 7, I'm not sure. So I remember that seeing many young monks and coming out. Then when we arrived at the monastery, it was very clean, and just I remember. But I think maybe I fell asleep because So monastery is situated Taras. The mountains called Tara, and Tara's neck, the monastery is situated. I heard that. So anyway, maybe spend one night there, I'm not sure. So, so he was a monk, and there was a monk, one small monk. So he was given the monastery manager. He was given the job to manager of the monastery. So he had to go to collect wheat grains from the, in Tibet they have like this kind of like population, population belong to the High Lamas, Laprans and the High Lamas, incarnation of such the past lives. Or many incarnation or incarnation of some past great yogis or great High Lamas or something like that. So actualized and lived ascetic life and lived wandering life, ascetic life, and with very high realizations and all things like that. So anyway, so they have so they have many populations. Actually, they have their own populations, and so they the monasteries have populations. So the lay people or their field, and then each year, I don't know, it depends on how they think. It's supposed to be the kind of taxation. So the load of bags of big bags of grains. Not rice doesn't grow in Tibet, maybe hot countries, hot places. So usually Tibet not rice, but in the Lhasa or upper part, grains, tamba and things. So they have to offer like a tax. But I think, if they don't think that, if they think it's offering quality merit to the monastery, so there are many hundreds monks, 1,000 monks, many thousand monks, like that. However, so it's an offering. They bring out the thing, so other things. So yeah, that was so. He became manager. He was appointed to be a manager of the monastery. So he has to go to collect grants from their own population, different village or different areas, collect grants, and then maybe so offer to the monastery, then monks. So to each, all the managers have to sell the grants, and then however you make money for that, from the monastery or something. So he totally lost his business, totally collapsed his business. So he got unbelievable renunciation as well. This like nothing is definite and nothing is certain. So he said this, this life comes with no meaning, and then he looked very sad. Then he gave up. He resigned to be manager of the monastery, and then completely got kind of renunciation, just life. So the true Lamrim teaching, the essence of Dharma, Lamrim teaching, from this very high Lama. So. Sugar to the Changate. One very Lama. So, true Lamrim teaching, the truth that his deity's teaching, that is karma with it. Deity's teaching, so essence of Tantra. So the true initiation. Then he went to the mountains, upper place of Tibet. He built a mud house. Usually, mud houses strict with no doors and just only I don't know how the toilet, but I remember now. Anyway, small hall. The small hall that people bring food or things. A small hall pass through. Or something like that. So anyway, he lived the monk. He lived in the monastery. A mud house, retreat for 7 years, or very strict there. Mental Lamrim, and he actualized Lamrim realization. Realization of gradual path to enlightenment. He meditated for 7 years. Then he had much success. And realizing bodhichitta, karma, shunyata, all that. Then he became very famous slowly. Then he started one monastery, one nunnery in Tibet. Then Mao Zedong's time took over Tibet. So he escaped from that. His name is Rinpoche. So it's Catholic. With that. So he asked his own students, his son said, don't come Dhamsala, just there in Solukumbu. So you see, round Tibet, backside of the Mount Everest is Tibet. This side is Nepali, but backside is Tibet. So there's the right backside of the Mount Everest. There's the Rinpoche Rinpoches. Somebody received many lungs from Rinpoche. So. Also my guru, and then Rinpoche's root guru, Rinpoche Sangye. Rinpoche is the name of the monastery. So Rinpoche Sangye. So his guru's monastery is behind Mount Everest. So you see, anybody is sick, anybody dead, any lamas whom you have sent offerings or sent ask prayers or Rinpoche Sangye is one. Then he passed away. Then even during this time, Gyabje Trishis Rinpoche is one. This is that people make a dedication, and then they ask prayer. People who died or sick or whatever, say, and Solo Khumbu in that area, in parts of Tibet, in that area, Zhang, maybe more close to, the Mount Everest. So then after Rudgur passed away, Gyabje Trishis Rinpoche, then Kaji Rinpoche, next one is Kaji Rinpoche. So people go for rely on died, then take refuge to pray for, to guide the people who died, and all other things, living or dead, to rely on. So the the two lamas. So Kaji, so like that. So whatever the offering he received, and he material things sell in the road, that then people, tourists or people buy things, and then with that money make offering to usually make offering to he has a monastery in Nandri, or one monastery, because all mother gave one land for both. So himself is old, but with the monks he build together, build the monastery with stones, put up, all the hard works are done together. Rinpoche himself worked with the monks, so like that. So there's a monastery and nunnery together. So whatever money comes, it goes to the offering to Aven's food and tea and things. The means of living for the monastery nunnery. So this is how they live, how they earn their living. So coming, and then every day they do so many prayers, so many practice, and so that every early morning they do church preliminary practice, preparatory practice, to receive Lamrim realization, preparatory practice. So here, this recent in the course Bendigo, we did the Lama Chapa, Guru Puja, pleasing Guru, and combined with the church, together. See, except the true prayers, there's a procession to the meditative field. They're from Joche, then there's a foundation group called from Joche. So those two are not done. Otherwise we do water from Joche combined with the Lama Chapa. So they do Joche in the morning. They get up 3 o'clock. 12 day, they get up 3 o'clock in the morning. And then when the sun rises, finish everything. Vajrayogini, long sadhana, with the self-initiation, song offering, everything finished when the sun rises. So this is the Lama's style. Like that, unbelievable good. Actually, forgot now. I brought the quotation, but then connection with this story, but I forgot. So anyway, when the story finished, I began. So it's unbelievable. So the Lama, you see, after I came back 8 years Baksa, after escaped from Tibet to Bhutan, to India, Baksa, so lived at Baksa. So I had a little good luck. I mean, to hear, to study philosophy, Buddhist philosophy, Tibet, and so. But my study is just a little child, it's like that. But my teachers, great teachers, unbelievable. The first one is Geshe Rabden, great, because extremely learned and also meditator at the same time. Not only intellectual, but meditator, experienced part. So like that. Yes. And then up before Lama Yeshe, Gain Yeshe, another one. Also very learned and very humorous, very learned. So he left to live ascetic life in India, Bombay, or things like that. Then Katori, then left a long time, Lama Yeshe, then that. Came back to Nepal, went to the Guru, they met the Lama. The Lama called us, Lama called us. So we went to see the Lama. That Lama is clairvoyance. So that Lama, his robe is like, picked up from the garbage. Picked up from the garbage, garbage dump. Garbage dump. So the yellow robes is like picked up from the garbage. Like that. What is wearing. His face looks like a nun, old nun, but not nun, monk. But this is I'm talking about my view. So I think he put his hat on, not probably wearing hat, but there's put on his flat on his hat, something like that. So he put Bajayukini in the Yemen, Lama Chava, and the Bajayukini commentary and Lama Chava commentary, two texts. He kept to bring in America. He made prayer to benefit in America, so to spread dharma in America. So then when we were living, he gave the two texts. But just doesn't matter. You give to anybody in America. So the Chinese, very big Buddhist businessman, Mrs. Shan, he built a monastery of Kamabai in America. He benefited to bring us to there. It was through one American student. She was lay. Came to Kabul in very, 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 very early times, and then she got sick, and so I think she might be the first one I talk about the part, troubling and the hearer, listener, and the self-total realizer part, and then I draw the paper, the 5 parts, like lift, you know, 3 lift, and then there's a Arhat, and then the Buddha. On the center was the Mahana part, the lift, the 3 lifts, there's people waiting outside, and I drew to show the people who hang out on the wall, Kappan monastery. No, not a monastery, monastery, but built so much toilet in the hall of the house. Astrology, Nepalese king, previous Nepalese king built for the astrology guru or something like that. It's a British style house. So put a wall so that people come in for meditation so they can see. Then down below supposed to be the well, I didn't get right, didn't draw down all the 6 limbs, but that's a preta, animal, and then hell, I don't remember. So, you see, just an animal to draw something there. But anyway, I think she was the first person that I revealed. Begin some teaching. Then she was sick, and then so she was thinking in that time to invite her. So she was the first person. She worked for Miss Shan in New York, and so then she asked Miss Shan, and Miss Shan invited us. He benefited to our travel expenses. So 8 months in America, and then went to Indiana, and to give teachings and things. Geshe Sopa's place, Deer Park. At that time, Deer Park wasn't started. Just a center started students. We sent students from Kapan to Geshe Sopa's place to start to learn dharma. So Geshe Sopa was teaching university, medicine university, and he's an outstanding teacher in the Sarakatan Devon, all the 6 months in Tibet, Lhasa. Outstanding teacher there. Well known in those monasteries. It's from Sarache. So the Lama is a teacher in Tibet, and also many teachings from him. So, so Lama offered him the true text, and then he asked Lama to live 1 year. He has place in New Jersey or something, huge land. In the center there's a big house. There's 7 Chinese monks come from China, but they don't speak English, and we had lunch together. And then around the small cottages where people can manage to do things. Just true that. So many young Chinese students, he wanted to give them Buddhism teaching, but the Chinese masters, they don't speak English. So then there's no opportunity to teach the young Chinese. So then Lama didn't accept. He said if Lama teach there, he will sponsor a Kappan monastery, the monks' food for 1 year. But I think maybe it didn't have karma, so Dharma didn't accept to that. Anyway, So this Lama has clairvoyance, so I'm not going to expound because I want to give time for the teaching. So his clairvoyance, even you don't explain, he knows everything. Even you don't explain what you're going to do in your life. I mean, all things like that. Anyway, so you see, even you ask, he give advice to you. You go and do what you plan. What your plan? So it's like that. So anyway, that Lama who has actualized bodhichitta and realized the emptiness, all that, karma abiding, also those, so I'll say that, sorry. Was realization or renunciation, bodhichitta, emptiness, all that. It was a tantra realizations. You know, the Lama hears some good news or what happened with Tibet or with the Dharma, some good news, then Lama says you should take some sickness he takes, and then when he hears some good news, he gets better. Like that. Some good news, then it doesn't need medicine, it doesn't require medicine. He has something good about the Dharma or the Tibetan or something, then he gets better. Whatever comes out of his mouth, the blood or spirit, the disciples have so much of faith, so they may pill. You know, whatever comes out, I think they, palm out, they may pill. Then people, when people got colds or people with sickness, then so effective by taking the pill, then they recover the sickness, or like that. I heard there's a place in India, many swamis, many sadhu swamis, they come, I don't know which place, but there's one particular swami, people are looking for his kaka. That particular swami is kaka. And if you take that kaka, if you apply or if you take that kaka, and the kasura, not paralysis, zene kasa, zene, ze. Leprosy recovered. Leprosy is recovered by applying or by eating or something. That particular sadhu is kaka. I heard that. So, ultimately, you never know if there's an enlightened being, Buddha or Bodhisattva. At least Bodhisattva have to be. At least Bodhisattva have to be. We say like that. So, anyway, so the Lama is like this. So when he passed away, so I'm not going to expand. When he passed away, then you see his holy body is offered fire near the monastery. Then there's a Gomjela, that's one of them in Jeju, whose holy body is so big, fat or big. His name is Great Ventero. So he did the fire puja and all the things. So the seven, you build to offer fire puja to the holy body. Then you give 7 days. You say there's a pan where the oil was put in when you offer fire. So then after 7 days, then actually, pain, this big pain, that was upside down. I don't know how to happen. I'm sure. So they're true of that. Then usually there's a sign. Many times there's a sign where it's going to reincarnate. So usually there's kind of leg, small leg, like small baby's leg, and depending on where the face is. Whether can't do that, not everyone, but many. So this Lama, there's a Bhattacharya mantra. Is it after you put the pen, they took off, then you silver Bhattacharya mantra all around. Bhattacharya mantra on this ashish, on the ashish of the Lama's holy body. Oh, they're very clear. Very amazing. Oh, even though the holy body was burned, their hands full of sindura. So they say, who has achieved Vajragani path and so that. So anyway, Kazwara. Of course. I think it's that because at the beginning you see in the Shaka monastery he was already a monk and then controlled the club streets business, selling the grains and all the chocolate. So I think that's completely turned out to a general renunciation and everything started from there. So and there was that thing, but then particularly I forgot. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The connection with my talk.
Talking about making charity a text to do with making charity to ants.
Oh, sorry. That monk, they were already old, and they became a monk, and she became a nun. In Solokumba, I think. So he did one hand in my cave, the Lauto. So he gave me the text. How to make charity for the ants. That's right. Sorry. Thank you for reminding. Yes, Zamba mixed with the butter and sugar and things, but very dry. So then you start, the powerful mantras for purification. Then you give the sprinkle all the ants and the things. But anyway, so his own Dharma's money pills. The 1,000 monks blessed with his own prayer. So they mixed it with that water with then the Zamba recite mantra, try to bless themselves. They mix it with the butter and the sugar and then powder, the sprinkle on them. So there were 2 ants, and then the monk who does water bowl, all the water bowls and the 3 sets of rooms, and then downstairs was also outside there was a municipal statue from Indonesia. The Amitabha Buddha, the white stone has a marble stone from Vietnam, and except we had to fix the eyes and by ex-monk Gallic from Kapan Monastery, was finished an art drums also. Yeah, he fixed the eyes. So so he found 21 ant nests. 21.
Maybe something like that.
I think 21 or something found ant nests. Now I'm sure I must find more. So every week he makes I told him that when he does his commitment, he keep water, then bless and blow up the water when he does commitment. So he can do that. It doesn't have to be on the mind. So he uses water, the money pills from his one of the mix. I mean, and it's antibiotics. Then you see, he goes each week to make charity for the ants and nests. And he says after 1 week complete was completely gone. After 1 week. So I thought you see, try to help what said charity even for the ants. So try what was possible you can do and try to help. And so I thought it's how precious are every sentient being. I mentioned this last time. So see, if there is no ants on the land, then you have no opportunity to make charity. To create cause happiness up to enlightenment is done with bodhichitta, a cause of enlightenment, all the infinite qualities of Buddha, or what Buddha has to achieve to yourself, and the good cause of that. So anyway, so the main thing is to benefit with it. So always they're looking for food, right? So anyway, so for example, in the ocean, you see, there's this, the small fish. There are thousand, millions of them that go together in the ocean, go together. Then when the shark comes, shark, another one. Huh? Wave. So they become small. They become afraid. So they become. They all come together. They become ball. They're scared. So what happens? Know what happens with karma? So it is very easy to go in the mouth of the shark. So become all come tight. See, become ball. Then you see, they because scared. But then you see, the karma, it become very easy to go in the shark's mouth. Everybody become around. So it will become loose. Then not everyone goes in the mouth. You see, so. Then I saw the wells. They will go through that. So that is So anyway, then you see, I don't know, in Solo Gumbusu, they see, anyway, the Kashore. So even Italy, you see, I don't know whether there's something, there was not particularly on the ground, but you see what the sunlight hit, you know, somewhere you see a lot of tiny flies, lot in the sky, but then when there's no sunlight, you don't see anything. But you see when the sun or corner of sunlight, unbelievable in the sky. So there are many like this, unbelievable. Anyway, I'm just giving an example. So eliminate, if you are bodhichitta, eliminate every sentiment, numberless sentiments, eliminate their suffering. Suffering is samsara, oceans of suffering samsara, and the cause samsara, the delusion. Then you cause happiness up to enlightenment. Happiness up to enlightenment. You have bodhichitta to every sentiment. Do you understand? Sentient remain there. So Buddha is the only one that causes the ascendant means equal in the sky, might be there. Yeah, I don't remember the beginning part, two words well. Then causing all that happiness, you see, to every, after enlightenment, to every sentient being, and then eliminating every single sentient being suffering is the only bodhichitta. So that only bodhichitta can do. So so therefore you see, so therefore therefore the most meaningful life, most meaningful life, most happy life, most meaningful life, most happy life, the real happy life. The most beneficial life, not just to you, but to the numberless, every sentient being. To every sentient being, we are most beneficial life. And then after you see, bodhichitta, you have bodhichitta realization, more than this, forever. Although that makes it to achieve enlightenment. And then the continuous benefit of sentient being to every sentient being, numberless sentient beings. You benefit, eliminate them, cause them happiness up to enlightenment, eliminate them from all the suffering of forever like that. What's so fantastic? So then if you don't have realization now, but you see, to practice, to train mind in that, to practice, then you see that need to practice renunciation before. Not just you say, I like bodhichitta, I don't like renunciation, because renunciation involves suffering, lower realms and higher realms, I don't like suffering, I just want bodhichitta, doesn't work like that. People in the West do like that, that doesn't work like that. Your bodhichitta, your good heart is just, your good heart is like you throw a thumb on the water, it stays on top, not doesn't go deep, so like that. very impartial, very impartial bodhichitta. I mean, impartial good heart. I mean, there's no good heart to every sentiment. There's no good heart to every sentiment. That's just between the lips, good heart between the lips. When it comes to serious, matter in the life, they have you forget good heart. When it comes serious matter, relationship problems or something, is something you have to give up. Your relationship problem. I mean, something you see, then you have to give up. I mean, it involves to give up, you see. Then there you forgot good heart. So like that, even talk good heart, but in your own case, it's like this. There's no good heart. When it comes to the important matter, important for attachment, important for anger. You see, then you fight. You follow. You offer service for your anger. You offer service to your attachment. You become slave to your attachment. You become slave to your anger. So, okay, all right. I'm sorry. Take a moment. Yeah. So therefore, okay. Achieving happiness for oneself, even liberation from samsara, achieving for oneself is not the main purpose of one's life. And then you can't do perfect work to the sentient beings. I slowly make mistakes. And so therefore, not only that, purpose of one's life is to free the sentient beings from the oceans of samsara suffering. Not only that, and then bring everyone bring into the peerless happiness, the total cessation of gross and subtle obscuration, and completion of the realization. So you bring that and there. So that is the yeah. Oh, that is the purpose of life. For that, then to success that, then to actually to hear the teachings. The verse, they has a good heart, good teaching, good heart. Higher the the adverses, okay. Basically, how to practice the conventional bodhichitta. Then the absolute bodhichitta, so there's other. Then Karina. They also righteous conduct, listening teachings. So by clarifying those, then listen teaching. Okay, so the Karina, the next. So the career. So for the success of Akasuri, what was mentioned is the determined to obtain the greatest possible benefit from all sentient beings, who are more precious than a wishbone jewel. I shall hold them most dear at all times. So to succeed to that, then wherever I am and whoever I am with, I shall always consider myself the lowest of all, and from the depth of my heart, hold others dear and supreme. 강도 수당 조장로. 단예군의 맨자심 샤라 삼바타과이 초도 제버든 몰라. So wherever, whichever place, whether in public or whether you are alone, solitary place or far place, or castor, which is not public. So wherever, right. Sometimes in the public place, you act kind of nicely, and then places where not public, there's not many people, then you don't see the reason to be humble or respectful or looking like that, you see. So from the heart you don't respect it. Well, even in the public place, but that kind of is political. Political also can become. So public places you can try to be humble and respectful to others, so that others will praise me. They say good things to me. Oh, it's so humble, it's so respectful. Wow. That you see. I don't know how much that happens in the West, but among the Western people, I'm not sure. So anyway, just one example. So, wherever, I'm just giving an example, but there can be different examples. Wherever I am, so whoever I'm with, so you see, by education, this person does not much dharma. I know more dharma, or I did a course, I did this and that, I did mini retreat, this, or this person doesn't dharma, hasn't done retreat, hasn't done course, or like that. You see, they bring down that person. Kind of other was a beginner, they put him down. He's looking at down that person. And the kind of or materially you are more rich, that person is more poor. Or then you look at down. Or by the shape of your body, you have more beauties. And then the person doesn't match. So then you put it down. You look at down the person. So many reasons, you see. But the education side or all other, then same one you feel competition. Then the higher one you feel jealousness. 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 You feel you want the best because you want to do the best of all, you see. So there's somebody who has more wealth than you, don't like that. With more education than you, then you feel jealous. Yeah. Then who's more poor than you are, the education or body, shape body, or the yeah, then you put pride, you see, pride. All that negative karma, always involves negative karma, create negative karma. So if you don't watch the mind, if you don't take care of your life, if you don't watch your mind, don't take care of your mind. Taking care of your life means taking care of your mind. So taking care that comes the next subject also, but it doesn't matter, I say here. So they see taking care of your mind, your life, that means your mind, not body, taking care of your mind. That maintains body, mind. So when your mind is practicing dharma, when your mind is practicing dharma, you are doing action that is not unstained by the attachment of this life, and obscure anger. Ignorance, see what you're doing is opposite those negative thoughts. The root of all the rest of delusion. So that's a healthy mind. The attachment is this life is not healthy mind. That's a sick mind from beginningless rebirth. Sick mind from beginningless chronic disease, from beginningless rebirth. And as well as anger from chronic disease of the mind from beginningless rebirth. Ignorance is all the same. So chronic disease of the mind from beginningless rebirth. So that's not taking care of your life, your mind. Taking care of your life, your mind. That is, you see, making healthy keeping healthy your life, your mind. So your mind in the your mind in the renunciation, free from the problems, free from the confused mind, free from the all the kasura. root of all the problems, root of hundred thousands, you're free from that. So, healthy mind. Satisfied mind, renounced mind, satisfied mind, healthy mind. So like that. Then there's unbelievable inner happiness, peace within you. Unbelievable happiness, inner happiness, peace within you. So that's the root of Milarepa, which we enlightenment in the root of his happiness, peace. So all the great meditators, they practice London ritual renunciation, so the best, the inner happiness, inner peace, satisfaction. Then you see, in the West, millions of people are suffering, not happy, suffering. The word unhappy, upset mind. What's it called? Depression. Today I forgot the important name. Depression. Millions of depression because you don't know what is the purpose of life. You don't know what is the purpose of life. And you don't know what it means. You don't know what it means healthy life. Only you think that physical, and even the physical sometimes can be what you meant health is wrong, totally wrong. So see, mind keeping only with only in the attachment. Only in the attachment, then because of the anger also, then because of ignorance, then the purpose. Then you see, there's no way to write. There's no way to really get happiness, to start happiness in you, inner happiness, peace. So there's no satisfaction, no way satisfaction. Only build up dissatisfaction. Only build up dissatisfaction. So then that's why millions of people are obscure. Depression. That's suffer. Even they have a very high scientific education, or even Buddhist teaching, even the philosophy. You learn some of the philosophy, and you have much education or text, but you have no practice. But practice is missing. Subduing your mind is missing. It is to subdue your mind with the thought, to subdue the mind. But you don't practice, so it doesn't subdue your mind. Because you don't practice, so the teaching, even Buddha gave to subdue your mind, but it doesn't subdue your mind. Because you don't, you only learn intellectually, but you're not practicing, so it doesn't subdue your mind. So practicing means subdue, you're making the teaching to subdue your mind. Means you're practicing. Means the teaching subduing mind. So even not practicing, you are not subduing your mind. No, so you see, then you don't realize happiness has to come from through the practice, subduing mind. You see, because not just intellectually, like feeding the computer, putting information in the computer, like that, putting information in the brain, your brain. Not just that. 그래서 so then even you learn so much extensive Buddhist philosophy intellectually, then you see, because it's self, because you and Dharma, there's a big space, there's big space between you and Dharma. Your mind is not one with Dharma. No, your mind is not one with Dharma. No. So because that, the big space between Dharma and you, I say, what is the text, and you see, and you also the big space. So you don't practice, you don't practice anything, even intellectually you know many, but you don't practice. So you see, you have no happiness. You have no happiness. No happiness. And you see, so then you may think that Buddhism, and I learned this, I learned that, I learned this text, the text about this great case, we see, but I haven't found happiness. It happened in the past. I'm not going to mention the person. So therefore, you see, didn't know the happiness has to come through the practice, not merely intellectually, not through practice. Through practice, by subduing your mind, which brings all the problems, in the life. Subduing that mind, that's practice. So you see, so when your mind is living in the practice of renunciation, for example, renunciation, or then there is, you see, in Dharma, renunciation, the giving your mind free from problems. You see, the normal problems that worldly people have. You see, the problem. Like the worldly concerns, you're free from their mind, free from that. So you have so much satisfaction. You're free from what normal people in the world suffer, you're free from that. Oh, that's the best, that's because keeping your mind healthy, best healthy, because more that you see, taking care of your life. And then, especially then take care of your mind in bodhichitta. So if you don't have realization bodhichitta, but you are in the practice of the bodhichitta, effortful bodhichitta. So if you don't have actual realization, but your mind is living in the bodhichitta, trying to practice, live your life. Not only meditation. Only meditation, prayer, or sanje, chota, I don't know what you think is the meaning or not, but you see, maybe try to think about bodhichitta. I don't know what you're thinking or not, I'm not sure. So but then you see, you are eating, walking, sitting, sleeping, doing jobs, so every life is. There's no sound, there's no beginning. So, you're eating, walking, and doing job is something else. Almost like that. All the rest of what you do day and night, there's no dharma. The Sangha is not connected with that. And only the meditation, only the prayer. but I don't know, even if that's done with the bodhichitta, with the refuge, of course, yeah, but if you really think it, but I don't know whether you really think or not. So anyway, so if you want to living bodhichitta, even not realization, but even effortful, you try to think bodhichitta to work, to do everything for sentient beings. Then for them for that to perfectly to get done, that need to achieve enlightenment. Then all this, then everything, whatever you do, eating organs, sitting, sleeping, doing jobs, so forth, everything then become a cause of enlightenment. So the become dedicated for sentient beings, become cause of enlightenment, and collect merits, more than sky. Collect more than limitless sky. You know, what the bodhichitta, you second about that. What the motivation of the bodhichitta for sentient beings, and then because you to achieve enlightenment for sentient beings. Is if you are walking, going somewhere, but you see you are doing circumambulation, all the holy objects in the world, in the holy objects in the 10 directions, is just the right side, your right side, isn't you circumambulate that, thinking that, like that, thinking like that, even though not, even there's no actual holy object in the house or in the house to circumambulate, but wherever you're going or even if you're walking, but you visualize and you're walking for all the holy objects that exist in the world, in the 10 directions, so that it's right side. Okay. Sorry. So each walk is step, circumambulating the sentient being. You to achieve enlightenment for sentient beings, or freedom from oceans or some kind of stuff from enlightenment. Or then with each step you're collecting merits more than sky. You're collecting merits, listen, merits more than sky. Sky means limitless. You see, sky is limitless, so more than sky, merits you collect with each step. Then with the bodhichitta, if you're eating food, drinking, you see, you're eating food, drinking, then with each spoon of food, you're collecting more than sky's merits. With the bodhichitta, you're drinking water, you're drinking, of course, water is how many bottles of water you drink. So with each sip, then you collect, with the bodhichitta, you collect more than sky's merit, you collect. Can you imagine? Like that. So now everything like that. So even you, with the bodhichitta, even you are secretary, doing job secretary, then with the bodhichitta, each writing, you collect more than sky's merit. And then you are cooking in the kitchen, then with the bodhichitta is done, the moderation done, with each cooking, with each movement with the cooking, then you collect more than sky's merits. Unbelievable. Bodhichitta, if you live, even not realization bodhichitta, but actually you see, effort bodhichitta, you try to try to live with the bodhichitta, try to even don't have realization, so try, sorry. All like that, this is example. But then you must understand to all the rest of the activities. So that's the best. So the bodhichitta, good heart, ultimate good heart, is the most healthy. That's the most healthy life, most healthy mind. And so from there comes a healthy, most healthy body. Most healthy body. Otherwise, even you do believe in exercise, I don't know whatever, how many 100 different exercises you do. When you experience because it doesn't, there's no purification, purifying past negative karma. So that when the past negative karma is ripened, then you have no antidote to that. So you have to experience that. Whatever is a heart attack or anything, you see, so whatever it comes. So even you're doing 100 exercise or whatever, so all like that, you see. But dharma practice, and so especially bodhichitta, then of course the best puja. That's the best puja. So, then it's purified. That's the most powerful purification. Purifying past negative, collect from beginners, but and the kasuri. Then kasuri, your daily life. You see, living with bodhichitta, your life. All the things, all that's, you see, kasuri, then not only satisfaction, fulfillment. With the bodhichitta, you live with the life of the bodhichitta, or the fulfillment. You have an incredible fulfillment. Then there's the empty, then there's the kasuri, meditation and the awareness and the person gets view emptiness. Mathematical person gets view emptiness. And that without which unified and dependent arising. Dependent arising. Unified with that. And the meditating subtle, the dependent arising, unified with the emptiness. So you see, while you are eating or doing activities, individual, eating, walking, sitting, sleeping, doing job. So they say, related with this awareness, right view, that's unbelievable. Then whatever you do, it becomes the antidote to samsara, not become cause of samsara, but the antidote to samsara, to be free from samsara. Then you just antidote to the ignorance, the root of samsara, ignorance holding the I and things as a true existing permanence, existed by nature, real, emotional. Or then real from real, sound real, smell real, taste real, it was not there. So it was all hallucination. So they they become antidote to the root of samsara, the ignorance of the because then they eliminate that. So that not being cause of samsara, no, the antidote to the ignorance. Then the quick way to be free from samsara. Because here, so you see, so respect. So here, respect from your heart, not political respect, not worldly respect. In the heart, this person is very bad. Then you respect, you see. Outside you respect, but the mind thinking the person is very bad. When I can kill this person, when I can smash him. But outside you respect, you say nice things. Say political respect, or they say, personal joking, but there's not exact, but then, like that, kind of like that. But, so I say, from the heart, this is talking about the heart, not political. From the heart, this is not talking about with the worldly thoughts, no. The heart, from the heart, you see, anyone, in the short, anyone you see, there's always something that person knows you don't know. You see, the quality, there's always something person knows you don't know. You have ignorance, but the person knows about that. So there's always, anybody you meet, lower, middle, high, anybody you meet, that person is knowledge which you don't have. You see? So, with respect. Like that. Then you see, even the even animals, you see, as I said, that you know, animal so much ignorance. See, they cannot do like we human beings. We use our brain. I mean, you see, unbelievable politics. Unbelievable. See, when I say politics, see, negatively, it means your aim is your happiness. You see, whatever, even looking like working for others, but in your heart, your main aim is happiness of others, no. Your happiness for you, even how much you're doing for others, but where in deep your heart is the happiness of you. Oh, I'm using that as politics, okay? Something politics to happen. So anyway, so this is not this is thing of happiness for others, okay? So impossible that. That's the best one. Happiness for others. With the aim, you see, you to each of that, you see. Sorry. So the animals, so human beings, so many words, so many bad things, like Bin Laden did the New York two towers, through airplane, destroyed, and then caused a lot of harm to even countries very far, affected their business, affected their economics, and but then many airplanes have to stop, there are people not traveling there. In America, we have to go back, have to pack where the cactus grow. What is that? What is called that place? Cactus, where the lot of cactus grow. America. Arizona. I have been airplane packed there. So the animal cannot do that. So the human beings have use the brain to harm the so the animal cannot do that. You see. So unbelievable way the self-centered or that type. So animal cannot do that. So you see, so straight, so generally, of course, some animals, of course, tigers, they try to be quiet in the grass, quiet. They jump, when the animal comes nearby, jump, run. There's some animals, they pretend like dead. Pretend like dead. There are some they wake up, there. But nothing much. Anyway, so generally, you see, so respect. So you see what you see relating to you, bad things you think. There are no, don't think like that, you see. Bad things, how much bad things you think, negative things. So it complicated. No, don't think. So, and also, I don't know that, you see, in the view of the actually as I said, in the view of Asanga, you see, in the beginning Maitreya Buddha, he saw didn't see Maitreya Buddha, it was Maitreya Buddha, but it wasn't so Maitreya Buddha. So wounded dog, but wounded so badly, full of maggots, all like that. Then the many others, many enlightened beings there, many people, many stories. Many great enlightenments, there's ordinary people, hunters, all kinds of ordinary, very ordinary people at the beginning, all that, you see. So many. Like that, Getsul Timbuwa, so there's a Palma in a totally filthy lady, leprosy disease and past blood come out so dirty, so oh, you see, that's what you never know who's Buddha, who's not Buddha. Who's Buddha Saba, who's not Buddha Saba, you never know. Doesn't mean if it's Buddha, you don't see Buddha. No, with the lights and all that. No, I gave you an example yesterday. So, you never know. So, respect them. Oh, even ordinary human being. God, so the dirty black one, it's kind of dirty. Respect them. So, like that, you say. You know, each time from the heart you respect. However it looks outside, yeah, you respect to everybody. Purpose of your life is that, respect to everybody. The nature, the result of the karma is a certain. From now on, due to that, because you respect the sentient being, you see, so that effect, that karma is the effect. Result. So, then this life, future lives, 500 lifetimes, the others respect you. Other sentiments respect you. Oh, they can respect you, praise you. Then it goes on. Then that's only one time. But this is only one time. If you respect somebody, 500 lifetimes, you'll sentiments will respect you. That's natural karma. If you don't want, other people respect you. If you don't want, but it's nature to karma. That's nature to karma. If you respect others, it happens whether you like or not. So this life then, 500 lifetimes, this is what I'm talking about, just one time respect to somebody. Speaking respectfully, about speaking, sorry. I met one talk, that's also for me too, and not just only you. Because the LMB, the director had difficulties and with people, hard speaking, and he had many difficulties with people People come there, send. So I send this, how to speak, this, how to with the people, how to respect, how to speak nicely, so let's respect. So I met what's it called? Has a good title? No.
Yeah.
Huh?
I can't remember how to make a speech.
Yeah, so I met this the advice, mainly for her, but it's for the organization, but that's mainly for her. She had difficult people, and then, they're talking, well, no respect, kind of, perhaps could be maybe, I don't know, talks with this, I don't know, can say. So that, you see, you have that, so especially if you are center directors, if you are leader of people, you must learn that. You must do that. Of course, myself is not like that. I shout in the teaching center. I shout many times when they go. So must, because you see, because their happiness now, peace of mind, their happiness depends to you, how you look at them, how you speak to them, how you think of them. Their happiness now depends to you, how you think of them. Whether you look at it with loving kindness, whether you look at it with compassion, or the anger, or self-changed thought, so it affects to other people, it affects people they meet in the street, not only your family. See, whatever your mind, the subject or the good heart and the welcome to anger, the effects. It affects. It's a negative effect, positive effect. Oh, you have to know that. Right now. I'm talking about peace, happiness, right now. Oh, depending on how you do, it affects them. You understand? Oh, you're responsible. Their happiness to you. You're responsible their happiness. When you go street, wherever you are responsible happiness of those other people around you. Even animals, dogs, their happiness to you. You are responsible their happiness. Now, you see, you have to think that. This is very good. So, with even one time respect to somebody, all that, it has positive, it has the result of happiness. You experience, you gain, you experience for 105 to a lifetime. Then you see then 1,000 lifetime, billion life, then goes to enlightenment, you see. Or the ultimate goes to enlightenment. Not that. Unbelievable. So good. You see, I talk about how sentient is so precious. I talked yesterday. So today, so now you are responsible wherever you go, whomever you see. You are even animals, even birds. Their happiness depends to you. How you think of them, how you act. You see, harm or help. So for them, you have to know that. You have to feel, you have to know that you are responsible. No question in this family. So, okay, so now, so His Holiness, I'll give you an example. His Holiness, when we invite His Holiness Bajragani to give bodhichitta talent, so His Holiness respect like this. Even Geshe and myself, because Geshe-land, myself nothing. I mean, I'm worse than kangaroo. I mean, I don't know. So, see, I'm worse than a kangaroo. I mean, see, there's nothing. It's only respect. For example that I give you. Then you see, there's one monk, Dhammasala, old monk. Then I think some problem with the nun, with one of our nuns. So Lama heard this from the nun. So yeah, of course the Lama didn't think that it was possible. So next day, I think we were going to see so somewhere down. Then the monk was coming up. The Lama didn't talk, but Lama respected. Monk was coming up, did some mistakes, and you see, then he was coming up. But Lama stood, and he respected to that monk, and down like this. Even though Lama had the problems, but mistake, but he respected. Oh, like that, you see, you understand? Oh, like that. Then, then one night leave from CTCT Rinpoche, particular Dharmasala, when I leave from Rinpoche's room, the Rinpoche, he didn't have to do anything, but he, like this, he get up, he get up like this, you see, to respect. He didn't have to respect, didn't have to do anything. But Rinpoche does that. You see, that didn't need to do at all. Rinpoche, my guru, my disciple. But you see, later, Rinpoche was like you see, trying to get out, not getting, but trying to sort of respect from Rinpoche's side. Yeah. So you have to understand that because based on the whole reason Lama does respect to anybody. You see, that's really so that's what Lama does. Like that, you see. So this, yeah, so that's the practice here. You see, because wherever I am, whoever I am with, I shall always consider myself the lowest trouble, and from the depth of my heart, hold others dear. So see, Kim Master lowest means, Kadamba Geshe said, after you, there is no other sentient being. Only water, only the water, river left, nothing, no other sentient. Everyone you respect. This means, you see, that's what it means. You respect. Yeah, that's it. See? Because then now I talk about shortcomings of pride. If you are generally pride is ngajaku kumbula, you chimichasa. The whole kumbu, whole the like ball, you see, kumbu's whole thing in the pride, full of pride. Oh, you know, full of pride. You see, your arms will become like that. I'm not joking. Your nose become bigger. expand from here. I'm joking. So anyway, so full of pride is like ball. Then the education, the water, how much water you put, it doesn't go inside, it runs outside. The quality, education, quality doesn't go inside. Then you see, doesn't go inside how much you explain, you see. Want the guru explain all that, we want the other people explain, so it doesn't go inside. The nectar, you see, so the pot is upside down, then even when you have a nectar, doesn't go inside, it runs outside, so like that. So practice like that. So with some of the pride, and then doesn't go to listen teachings, doesn't go to, the talks, so to learn from other, not even guru, but just even to learn things from the other people. See, doesn't want to listen to that. Just with his ego, with too much ego, you see, like that. So then the person doesn't improve, doesn't learn, doesn't improve. So it's very humble, the pride is so humble. Then the negative karma, if you have pride, so much pride, then the negative karma is explanted. Ultang, member, Risu, Jevatang. Next life you get born, poverty, poverty, next life. So this is not talking about poverty of realization, dharma, poverty of materials, even the poverty of material. Member lower caste, like India, the untouchables, in India. So some of the problems that some of the problems to get high jobs, and many problems much. About the marriage and some of the members then get on the lower caste. Munda members mulong tuju don't mulong blind. Mulong is blind. Mulong tuchung. Tuchung says very little power. If there's power, very little. So it's difficult to have success, or you wish, then can't help others. Mulong tuchung, dongen zembache tuchung. Then you say, then bad color. You see, tuchung, dongen zembache. So, yeah, they have bad color. So in that country, this is what they're bad. Dongen zembache. So, then kasure. Servant, or so the power is not just one life, but many lifetimes. See, kasure. That's what it said in the teachings. Kasure Buddha, the Katamakishis. So here I want to say something. I didn't bring this bodhichitta. for your sake, for your happiness, you harm others. Then the result of that, you'll be in the future like servant, slave, and poverty. If you harm, for your sake, if you harm others, because this is what normal people in the world do, to achieve happiness for yourself, then you harm others. You harm insects, you kill the chickens, you kill the fish. You do the fishing. For your enjoyment, you do the fishing. For your happiness. Kill the chicken, goats, animals, deers, you hunt the deers for your happiness. So then people say, then result what happened, then you will be suffered. You will be tormented like hell. You will be tormented hell. So you will suffer hell, not like suffer hell. So forth hell you will be experiencing in the future life. After that, you see, for the sake of for the happiness of others, you harm yourself. Then, next life, as a result of that, for kindness to others, for others' happiness, you harm yourself. Then, the result, next lives, you will be born. You will become leader of the world, leader of the country. Japanese, so forth. So it means many. You will experience in the future, long run, not just one, long run. Many lives, 100,000 lives, a million lives. No, so somehow amateur do there. Oh, for the happiness of others, you harm yourself. Then the good karma will take care of happiness, the good heart. So this action of good heart. So harm yourself. Dedicate your life, dedicate for others. Oh, then 100,000 you will leaders is one example, but so many good things in the next life you will, well, then it's a good enlightenment. There's more words, but I have to remember. Oh, so that's, you see, main reason I told last night, you have to understand. Oh, that's the basis of these verses, okay? They make sense. Okay, maybe we stop, yeah? So, I want to finish this. So, maybe second session. Okay, so, well, I think the Omanipema recite Omanipema most qualified. You take the great Genesis initiation, then the Janams all are qualified. You can generate yourself Genesis, you can receive Janam, the permission of practice. You can receive. Otherwise, you're not allowed. You can't visualize yourself Genesis. So you don't receive actual Janam. You may receive Dvenda Lamas, you may receive blessing, but not. The Khatora most qualified is the great initiation Genesis. Then you can visualize yourself Genesis for them. So now you see the essence is oh, this is the most powerful one to purify negative karma, defilement, from beginnerless rebirth, beginnerless rebirth. Oh, most powerful. Then this is easy one to go to Pure Land. Easy one to go to Pure Land. Only die. Don't have to suffer. Don't go to samsara. You have to go to Pure Land. Easy one to go to Pure Land. Okay? So I was going for the beach for let burn my skin and the sun and all that burst what your intention or you know, like burn the skins all over. So there you see, I mean you go to always beach, always Tahiti or Goa. Oh, now you go to Pure Land. We have enough. From beginners, but we went in Goa, Tahiti. From beginners, but we went to the different beaches. So now go to Pure Land. Now go to Pure Land. Some Pure Land there you can become enlightened. Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land, you can go, but not enlightenment that life, but next you become enlightened. So they you see, not only that, the particular special one, it makes you to feel general compassion to others. It makes you to general compassion to other sentient beings. Makes you general compassion to other sentient beings. Particular benefit. Om Mani Padme Hum. Recite this. Okay? So, then very easy to achieve enlightenment. As I mentioned the story, it says how the compassion is so important to even one sentence being makes you to achieve enlightenment. Oh, now you understand. Oh, the Om Mani Padme Hum. So easy to achieve by general compassion to sentient beings. Okay? So that's why the Tibetans, you see, beggar or anyone always say, no, even shop while you're sitting, waiting, but you don't waste time. The retail, dharma text, in the shop, you see. Is the prayer world. So prayer world, if it has 1 billion Om Mani Padme Hum, of course, because they don't have prayer world with the microfiche. So if there's billion, then you turn just one time round like this, you have got benefit having recited billion times Om Mani Padme Hum, and many lifetime, many years of retreat is done. You get benefit. Unbelievable. So like it. It's not money, but no, there's none of that, you see. You see, then when you turn, then it beams images from that purified six realms and all the mother sentiment purified, and they all become compassion Buddha as yourself. Etc. Like that. Each one you turn like that. So anyway. So this is the point. So the Tibetans so lucky. Even materialistic nothing, very poor, not developed country, so but dharma, realization, just every chance to recite Roman. All the material world, West world. Nothing. This beggar, everybody, children, money, this. You understand? The most important benefit. With all this wealth, all this, still you go to Lord Hill. Just short, very short very short life. Have all this, with all the attachment, all the. So anyway, so therefore, you see, the whole point is this life. This is about one time we got image birth, one time, and it doesn't last a long time. You can't put signature that will be alive tomorrow. You can't put signature. You don't know. You don't know what's going to happen tonight. You can't say. You can't say. You can't. You can't say. So therefore, life, human life, what we have, do the best. You understand? The conclusion. That's my conclusion. Do the best. Don't cheat yourself. Do the best. Oh, that's it. Therefore, then it's a the teaching center. I'm sorry, I didn't think. But great initiation. Okay? All right, I don't think. Good night. Thank you. Sanjo Rinpoche Kone Kondo Bewa Tonye Tawa Rinpoche Majewana Jeje Javanyamba Kone Kondo Bewa Kanji Rabe Gore Singande Benda Dewa Molu Jere Sawa Tendika Toye Shabesi Deba to Tenjuru Chi Tonye Nije Studu Jevela Zesa Rojo Gawandi Nyadonda Jerezewa Jojo Roji Maluba Jeje Sala